What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Picks for the NFL playoffs. Rocha.
Yes, sir.
Super Wild Card Weekend. Hoo-wee.
I guess you could say, man, it was very super, bro. A lot of great games.
Indubitably, Rocha. Indubitably.
Nice.
Let's start off with the Jacksonville Jaguars rallying back over the Los Angeles Chargers. Me and you, we were streaming that game. We
Yes,
thought
sir.
it was OVA over at halftime because the
Yep.
Chargers absolutely dominated. And the Jacksonville Jaguars in the second half,
Just looked like an actual football team, man. They were incredible. They were cohesive. The comeback, the third greatest comeback in postseason history.
yeah, they absolutely clicked together as an entire team after the halftime, man. The defense, the offense, Doug Peterson's play calling was phenomenal in the second half.
Yep.
You know, Trevor Lawrence, he started off with 4 interceptions, and he ended up having 4 touchdowns.
Yes,
Chargers,
sir.
they couldn't sustain drives in the second half. You know, they couldn't pick up those first downs, and they allowed Jacksonville to come back and end up winning that game. And with some gutsy play calling, too.
Absolutely.
On Sunday, the games were bonkers. Buffalo, Miami. We thought that would have been a blowout. No, it was
Nope.
a 3-point game. Was very impressed by Miami to keep that one really close.
Yep.
I mean, they had Josh Allen out there fucking fumbling, throwing interceptions. It was
Yeah.
ridiculous, man. That was a close-ass game. It was a nail-biter.
It was 17-0 the first quarter, and the fact that Miami came back and made a 3-point game, man, was awesome.
Minnesota, New York, that was a wild game as well. You
Yep.
know, we didn't stream that. We didn't stream that game, and we didn't watch it because we were streaming a different game. But you know what? A lot of people were talking shit about Kirk Cousins. When I went back and looked at that game, Kirk
Yeah.
Cousins actually had a pretty damn good game up until the end. That
Yeah.
play call at the very end to end the season and that throw from Kirk Cousins, well short of the first down, that was boneheaded. But other than that, Kirk did a pretty damn good job. But give credit to the Giants. They were the better team that day.
Absolutely.
Cincinnati Bengals, Baltimore. That was another game that we thought could have been a blowout, but it just wasn't. And it
Yep.
could have been even tighter if it wasn't for the play calling for the Baltimore Ravens. I don't understand the coaching decisions there, Roach. I mean, you get away from J.K. Dobbins, who in the beginning looked really damn good. Why do you go for it, Roach, on a quarterback sneak 2 yards out with Huntley?
I don't get it, man. Why not stuff the rug with J.K. Dobbins? Because that play ended up being a 98-yard touchdown the other way to win the game for Baltimore.
He was absolutely pissed about that one. And then we did have a couple of blowouts. Tampa Bay blowing out the Buccaneers. What could have been Tom Brady's last game. Did the Cowboys just retire Tom Brady?
Might have.
And the other one?
The San Francisco 49ers defeating the Seahawks. Listen, they gave us a heart attack in the first half, man. We were down 17-16 at halftime, but the 49ers, Brock Purdy and the defense did what they do best. That's locked down the second half, outscored them. I think it was like 35-7 to win that game, man.
So Super Wildcard Weekend was intense.
Yes, sir.
Divisional round should be even more intense. Are you ready
sir.
to get into it?
Bro, I'm freaking ready, man. Let's go.
Are you guys ready? If you are, let us know. Hit that thumbs up on the premiere, on the playback. Thank you guys for watching. And let's get ready for the picks for the divisional round. And Rocha, we start things off in the AFC with the Kansas City Chiefs hosting the Jacksonville Duval Jaguars.
Duval. Man,
Duval. All right, Roach.
this is going to be a fun one, man. I'm really looking forward to this. Trevor Lawrence, like you said, the 4 touchdowns and the 4 interceptions. Obviously, if he gets down 27-0 to Kansas City, it's over. I don't think it'll be like that. You know, Kansas City could be getting Clyde Edwards-Helaire back. That would be huge for them, man. They are at home in this game, Josh, and I will be taking the Kansas City Chiefs. But I do think this would be closer than maybe some people anticipate.
This could be a little bit closer. The Chiefs are minus 8.5. I think this is going to be a really good coaching matchup between Doug Peterson and Andy Reid.
Yes.
That's going to be very exciting. But here's the difference between the Chiefs and the Chargers. The Chiefs are going to be able to sustain drives throughout the 4 quarters. They're not going to have those problems that the Chargers were able to have. Mahomes is a god in the playoffs. And, you know, I think it's going to be a little bit too much for Jacksonville. They faced already in the regular season. They won that matchup 27-17. So a 10-point game there. But I think Jacksonville will be a little bit better here.
Yeah.
I'm taking the Kansas City Chiefs, too.
There you go.
Here at home. Taking the Chiefs?
Love it. I got the Chiefs.
You guys got the Chiefs? Anyone go with Jacksonville? Let me see
Anybody?
if I see anybody in the chat going for Jacksonville Jaguars.
Where's UCF?
There's always that one, you know? There's always that one. We're
Absolutely.
going with the Chiefs. Now, moving on, Roach, we got the later game that evening. The Philadelphia Eagles hosting the division rival, New York Football Giants. They're here. Are they for real? They're for real. They're for real, for real.
Hey, there's a reason why they're in the divisional round, man. Shout out to Danny Dimes last week, Josh. Not only was he getting done with his feet, he was getting done with top receivers like Isaiah Higgins, who had over 100 yards, man. I think the Giants are for real,
Hodges?
bro.
Talking about Hodges?
Yes.
Hodges was fantastic. Yeah, Danny Dimes was extremely impressive, man. What Dabo was able to do with this whole entire team, not just Danny Dimes, but this whole team has been absolutely incredible. I think he'll end up being coach of the year, in my opinion. Very impressed with the New York Giants, but here they are going up against the Eagles, a team that swept them in the regular season. They played that last week. Giants did rest all their starters, right? And Jalen Hurts did come back for that game, and it was only a 6-point win for the Eagles. They played earlier on December 11th, and the Giants lost that one 48-22. So, Roach, how do you feel about this game in the divisional round? The third matchup between the two.
So, obviously, they say, like they said with us last week, that it's hard to beat a team 3 times in the same season.
Especially with the Giants playing the way they do.
It is, man. This is going to be, I think, maybe the tightest game of the weekend. Maybe we'll see about that. I don't think so. Oh.
I don't think so. I think there's another game coming up that's going to be tighter, but go ahead.
Okay. But I'm still going to rock with the Eagles Eagles in this game, man. I just think it'll be too much for the Giants. Their Cinderella story is going to come to a close, and the Eagles will be hosting the NFC Championship game next week.
Yeah, I'm going to be taking the Eagles as well. I think they're one of the most, if not the most well-rounded team in the NFL playoffs. Offensively, defensively, great offensive line. I think Jalen Hurts is going to ball out in this game here in the playoffs with A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith.
Yeah.
So, I think the Giants might keep it close in the first half, to be honest. But I think in the second half, the Eagles are going to pull away and win this one. Eagles are -7.5. I think I'll take that. The 7.5. Yeah. In favor of the Eagles.
I'll take the Giants plus 7.5, baby. Let's go.
You're taking the Giants?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Eagles. I think they pull away late in the third, going into the fourth quarter. They start pulling away.
All right.
But still, it's not going to take away from the great season the Giants has had they lost. But we'll see. We'll see. Maybe you guys can prove me wrong again. We shall see. All right, Roach. Now we move on to the Sunday docket of games. And I got to be honest, I'm way more excited about Sunday's games than I am about Saturday's games.
Oh, I am too, bro.
It's because of the matchups. And we start this off with the Buffalo Bills at home versus the Cincinnati Bengals. Now, this not only is a great game on paper with the matchups, Josh Allen versus Joe Burrow, Stephon Diggs, Jamar Chase, the offenses that are going to just go out there and bowl out. But there's also another element to the game. The last time these two teams faced off was that Monday Night Football game where we had the tragic situation with DeMar Hamlin. So that's going to be also that part of it with the Bills so long as they last in the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
Roach,
yes.
What do you got? Because this is going to be a damn good game.
I'm so looking forward to this game, man. It's going to be back and forth, Josh. But you know what? This is tough. I'm going to rock with the Buffalo Bills in this game, man. I think they make a little bit more plays than the Bengals do. And I think they come out of this game for DeMar Hamlin for the win to go to the AFC Championship game.
What's the word on Jonah Williams? Because he did get hurt in that last game.
Yeah, good one. That's right. So he's got a dislocated kneecap, so they don't know if he will play. So their offensive line could be very banged up.
And that's what really worries me, man. Even with Jonah Williams, the Buffalo Bills, they can get pressure on you, and they should be able to have a good job in the trenches against that offensive line, the Bengals. And without Jonah Williams, even more so. So Buffalo's defense, I'm kind of liking how they're going to be able to get to Joe Burrow in this one. And offensively for the Buffalo Bills, I think they're going to be a little bit too much. Josh Allen and Joe Burrow, they're incredible. But I think this is Josh Allen's time right here.
Yep.
I think he wins this one, and the Buffalo Bills advance to the AFC Conference Championship. I'm sorry, B Money. Shout out to my Bengals friends out there, including B Money. But I'm going to go with the Bills with you, Roach. Okay, folks. It all comes down to the biggest matchup of the divisional round, bar none. And we're talking about the San Francisco 49ers, Roach's 49ers, against America's team, Sean's Dallas Cowboys. And how about them Cowboys? They might have just retired Tom Brady. Roach, I don't know about you, but I'd be shaking my little faithful boots.
I like that. Faithful boots, man. Listen, this 49ers and Cowboys, this rivalry goes back to the 80s, bro. We beat them last year in Jerry's World. I'm a little young to remember the 80s and 90s, so I'm excited that this rivalry
I think this might
back.
be a rivalry renewed. Yeah. This might be a yearly thing. I remember me and Sean streaming last year's game. That was an intense-ass game. Came down to the end. This one, I'm expected to be just as intense because both teams are completely different from when they were last year. Yeah. Offensively and defensively. Dak Prescott silenced a lot of haters last week with his immaculate game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Brock Purdy, that dude who is absolutely phenomenal. He's been doing a great job. But he's going up against the toughest matchup defensively he has yet to go. All right? Yeah. You worried about that?
Oh, absolutely, man. You know, we keep saying he's a 7th-round rookie, bro. I know he had 3 touchdowns last week, but you're right. This is the biggest and toughest matchup he will face yet, bro.
What's the injury report going to this game?
So for this game, the only concern was Kirsch. You know, he came out of that game with that knee injury. He said he's good to go after the game. So, Josh, both these teams are pretty much fully healthy for this game.
I like the sound of that. Okay, Roach, I'm going to give it to you now. Who do you have winning and why?
All right, so, you know I got to go with my San Francisco 49ers, obviously, and here's why. Listen, yes, Dak had this amazing game last week, but he was going against the Buccaneers, a 7-9 team. He is facing the best defense he's probably going to face all season long. The 49ers shut opponents out in the second half. So look out for Dallas, Josh, to try to get at us early, man. I think they'll punch us in the mouth a little bit. But in the second half, the San Francisco 49ers and Brock Purdy, Christian McCaffrey, Debo, whoever you want to put out there, Nick Bosa, are going to rally around that. They're going to come out strong. And the 49ers, for the second consecutive year, will be heading to the NFC Championship game. Let's go, Niner Faithful. Let's do this, baby.
Now, Roach, you guys should feel really good going into this game, considering the scheduling of the Super Wildcard weekend. I mean, the Dallas Cowboys are going to have 2 less days of rest than you guys, right? So you already have an advantage there.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely. I love it, man.
Here's who I got. I'm going with the Dallas Cowboys winning this game. Let me tell you why. I'm taking the Dallas Cowboys.
Okay.
Of course, this game could go either way. I think it is going to come down to the end. But I'm going to favor the Dallas Cowboys here. You mentioned Dak Prescott. Oh, yeah, he did great against Tampa Bay, who fucking sucks, and cool. Well, what about Brock Purdy? He's been doing fantastic, but when did he take over? When did he take over? It was him starting. It was against Seattle, right?
Correct. He started. No, first game was against Tampa Bay.
Huh? He ended up taking over. I'm talking about starting wise though. Yeah. Seattle. So let's go there. Seattle. Okay. Then the Commanders, and then the Raiders, and then the Cardinals, and then Seattle again.
Yes.
Whoop-de-fucking-do. He did great against some of the shittiest defenses and some teams. So you can make the same argument about Brock Purdy that you were trying to say about Dak Prescott, right?
Yeah.
To be honest, I'm going to trust Dak over Brock Purdy because Purdy, he's been doing fantastic, but this Dallas Cowboys defense, it's fucking fast. You know, they're not that great against the run, and that's something that you guys do very well at. You like to run the ball with Christian McCaffrey, with Elijah Mitchell, not so much last week, but also with Deebo Samuel.
Yes.
But if the Dallas Cowboys could do a good enough job against the run to force Brock Purdy to have to make some plays himself, I think he's going to fuck up. I think he's going to be under rest, under pressure, and he's going to throw some picks. And you know what, man? Watching Brock Purdy a lot, because streaming with you, we've seen a lot of Brock Purdy. There were some picks that just didn't go that way. He threw some weird fucking passes that should have been picked off that weren't. And I think a couple of those are going to happen against the Dallas Cowboys. And I look at what your defense is giving up. In particular, the secondary. Your fucking secondary got torched last week against the Seattle Seahawks. What did what did DK Metcalf have? DK Metcalf, he had 136 yards on 10 receptions and 2 touchdowns. You guys gave up 250 yards through the air. That's with Geno Smith and the Seahawks offense. I think Dak Prescott with CeeDee Lamb and those other wide receivers, Pollard, who's looking fucking phenomenal in the running game and the passing game, I think they could fucking torch your secondary. That's y'all's weakness, right?
Yes,
and
absolutely.
that's somewhere that Dak can really thrive. So I think this is going to be a very close game. With where your strengths and weaknesses are between the Cowboys and the San Francisco 49ers. It comes down to the end. I think the Dallas Cowboys, I think they go up between 2 to 4 points at the end of the game. Towards the end of the game, you guys have the ball last, and you're making a drive, attempting a game-winning drive, and I think Brock Purdy throws a game-ending interception to Trayvon Diggs. That's going to be my scenario, how I think it's going to end. That's my prediction. Cowboys go up by a few points. You guys are attempting to fucking win the game on a drive, and Purdy throws a pick. And Cowboys win and advance to the NFC Championship game. I'm taking the Cowboys.
See, I think our secondary is going to do great adjustments here in this game, man. They're going to have to, Josh, to step up here. And I think Brock Purdy is like a Patrick Mahomes where, he has a couple opportunities to throw picks, but he bounces back to throw touchdowns, and that's what's going to win us this game on Sunday.
Great story by Brock Purdy, man. Mr. Relevant, but I think it might come to an end here.
Okay.
It might come to an end. But like I said, this is a game that can go either way. It's going to be intense. We're going to be live streaming this one.
Yes, sir.
You're taking the 49ers.
Yep.
I'm going to take the Dallas Cowboys.
Let's go.
And that does it for our divisional round picks, guys. Let us know who you have winning and why. We will be streaming all of the divisional games this weekend, so come hang out with us. And good luck to everybody. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.
Let's do this, baby.